30,000. So that's 40,000. So what if you can put that budget into a rig that is armored, right? So that one, there's multiple like this one, but this one is particular. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is a small video of my progression with armor, build, and everything. So it took me no time to understand that we needed to be cost savvy. When you basically don't have $500,000 at your name, you're going to be spending a lot on your hideout and everything else. So basically, this is a progression of my builds. We're going to imagine that, there's a alpha case here. So, like I said in my tutorials, this is what you can go in if you're out of money. I didn't like that really fast because you don't have a reach, you don't have gun, you can't reach anyone, you don't have no capacity, you can't bring anything, and it just seemed like a no-brainer to maybe start with a sling, so at least you can have capacity to bring something. It only costs 2,000 rubles. Okay, even if you're level 2, for some reason you don't have cash, and also use a PM gun. That way now you can reach, you can scare off some people, and while they reposition because they're getting shot at, you can leave, right? Very simple. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a tactical idea. When you put your meds here, that's really how you should be starting Tarkov, isn't it? What is this doing here? So this should be the initial setup. You do need to put some bullets in your gun. Maybe you have an extra mag. But literally, we're looking at what here? Say you save this. We're looking at 10,000 rubles. So your budget right now is 10,000 rubles, right? And if you play that 10 times, that's 100,000 to your name. So it's a very fair budget for a start. And you have some capacity to bring things. And if you kill a scav, you can always like take their scav vest and their stuff, right? And if you kill, maybe you want to put the scav vest inside your sling, you can do that. Put some stuff in here. Sounds like a great idea. After that, well, at some point you're going to need some kind of armor. So your budget, so you start like that and you make your money like that. You get some cash, you get out. You're going to get something. You're going to die most of the time. And sometimes you're going to get out and repay for this. And you're going to keep going in the same map until you get out often enough to start raising your budget from 10,000 to 20,000 to 30,000. And this is going to happen really quickly because you're going to get good really fast in the same map at knowing what your route is and how to avoid contact and get out with 100,000, 200,000 rubles. And then you'll say, okay, well, maybe I would like to have an armor because as I get shot by a scav, the first shot kills me. So you could look at a Paka or a 6B2. Ragman sells them for about 30,000. So now your build is worth 40,000. But you feel more comfortable with the map, so and you're taking out 200,000 at a time worth of goods. Maybe you have an extra scav vest on yourself, extra vest, and you do some scav runs, so you do have some extra clothes to put on. Maybe you have an extra vest you can put on. But something like this, all of this is worth about 50,000, right? Like, no kidding. This is 10,000. This is 10,000. This is 30,000. So we're looking at 50,000's worth of build here. But if you know your route, you're filling this up with 200,000, 300,000's worth of goods, or 100,000, and you get out often and you're good at that, then you're increasing your budget. And this is, it's one piece of cloth at a time, really. Maybe you'd be inclined to put a hat or a helmet. I used to put a helmet right here and there, but I kind of lost my fights anyways. Because if they shoot you in the face, right, it's 35 health, and you can't take more than that, and you're instant death. Or maybe they shoot through your armor, which, by the way, repairs super quickly, right? Because it's only class 2, so it's really not a heavy armor. This armor has been built to just stop like pistol rounds, right? Well, your hat is not going to do you any good. And this hat goes for 20,000 on market, 25. So now you're increasing your build cost because it's a choice. Do you want to put a vest or a helmet? Because if you do, now your build is worth 70,000, right? So can you really afford 70,000 per game if you keep dying because you don't know the routes and all like that? Maybe not, right? So one thing at a time. Maybe no vest, no helmet. And say sometimes you want to go somewhere where there'll be more players and you can bring a helmet. It's really a personal choice. Personally, I use helmets half the time. It doesn't really do much for me anyways. Because this is not going to protect your face. This will only protect your top and your back, your nape. If someone shoots you from the top and the back of you, it's going to protect you. Otherwise, it won't. Like, it won't do anything. So why spend 22,000 on this? You don't have to, right? You'd rather spend less but be able to return every time than spend more and have it do nothing for you. So basically, that was the kind of initial ideas that I had for a setup. I used a bandana too, like that, so you're kind of covered. Decoyed if you want in woods. I like the bandana. It's like 2,000 rubles. Covers your bald head that everybody recognizes. So as soon as you're able to do some of that, some search, maybe you're able to kill a few scavs because you have a task to kill scavs. Now you tell your folks here, hey, I've killed scavs, and like, here's an item that you're looking for. They're going to start giving you experience. And that experience is going to bring you to level 10. And at level 10, you're able to buy on the market. You don't have to wait for them to level up, for them to give you better armor. So at that point, I started looking for other armor that say were better than armor 2. And also going on YouTube and listening to other streamers, you fall on the Zook. The Zook, seen this armor before, it says press, nobody wants it. It looks like it looks a little ridicule if you want, but it's armor 3, and it's ultra lightweight polyethylene, which is super easy to repair. And if you look on market for the Zook, if the game wants to be nice, it's going to be the exact same cost as the previous armors that you were buying, around 25 to 30,000. You're getting an upgrade into a class 3, which will protect you from most scavs, bullets, and guns a little bit, but you're going to get it at the same price as the previous armor, and it repairs super well, like really well. you're basically not going to be losing much points. You can buy the first one here or 8, it doesn't matter. And repairing it is going to be only 12,000. It only takes out a point here. Not even a point. And you go back in. The nice thing about the Zook is nobody's going to pick it up. Everybody's going to leave it. You're always going to get it back and repair it and repair it and repair it into infinity. Right? You're going to save some cash here. Now, on our way there, we've understood why our guys was so bad. It's because his strength was low. Endurance was low. It had low skills. So we had to invest in a docks folder, which is about 500,000 at first, but it could be 200,000 right now. Because everybody has them. And then the SAS drives, you want to pick them up at around 45,000 each. But yeah, you're going to be investing 500,000 into this. Because now you're able to train your strength. You put this here, and you never remove it unless you put it in your stash here. You don't put it in your bag. But now that you have this, increasing your weight, you want to be overweight. So if we look at the Zook, which is a great armor, but it only has 5 kilos, you want to look at an armor that has class 3, that repairs okay, but has more kilos. So that led me to the Untar. The Untar, a lot of people don't like it because it's blue. But trust me, I have not noticed that anybody was wearing this at all. And it repairs very well too. You can get it on market for about the same price. Now we're starting to get somewhere. We have 11 kilos on an armor 3 that repairs all right. It is just slow though. It changes your movement speed. I don't know if you can read this. Minus 18%. What's up, brother? How you doing? Making a quick tutorial here. But it is a slow armor. It'll slow you down, but it will increase your weight and bring you overweight in no time. That with the documents case.
You?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Let me just lower TTS a bit. Plus, who cares if you have a blue armor and you put a scav vest on? You know what I mean? Like, barely anyone can see it. You know, if you have a rig on top of it, nobody sees that. And it adds great versatility and functionality, because now you're going to be overweight and you're going to get that armor all the time because nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. And then also you have access to other helmets. If you look at helmets here, this one is 18,000. So not only is it cheaper than Ragman on market, but if you look at other helmets around this class, I think that's a armor 3, right? Yeah, it's armor 3 with high ricochet. Repairs well, but it only protects top and nape. Whereas this one in market is only a few thousands more, but it will protect top, nape, and your ears. And if you notice, it's got a curve on the ear because you can put a headset with it. Where are my headsets when I need one? Like that. So you can put a headset on it. To this day, it's still my favorite. Let's put it here. Now at that point, you'll notice that I still have the PM pistol, but I do bring an extra mag. I'm using the mask also. But the mask is 8,000 on market, whereas the CF here, maybe you can get it from Ragman, 4,000. So if you still don't have budget or you don't want to wear a helmet, just take a bandana. The nice thing about this hat too, is that you can put this cheap night vision. Okay, this night vision is only 25,000. If you have a mission where you need the night vision, you just find it in the store, keep doing some link search, you get this mount, this adapter, link search, you get the mount, bring all of this together.
What's the worst 7.62x54R ammo?
Let's find out. So that's 35,000 for a night vision, by the way. Pretty cheap. What's the question? Where are you? The worst 7.62. Let's just look it up. You need ballistics on the Escape from Tarkov wiki. Look it up here. They're all like okay because you rarely face armor 6. Right? You'll face armor 5 players. You'll face armor 4 players. And the rest, who cares, because it's all 6. Unless you...
Least damage.
The least damage would be here. Normally the highest penetration will also have least damage. But if you just take something that doesn't penetrate as much, it also is not going to give them as much damage. It's a really, really strong bullet. So it's hard to find something that doesn't kill. Right?
Thank you.
No problem. So after this, PM, we were pretty well set up at that point because we had an armor 3 that we always get back, an armor 3 on the head too, if we wanted to, whenever we wanted to. So it was time to look into different weapons because the PM bullet wasn't necessarily going to cut it. Right? If we look at the charts here, the PM bullet, right, which is PMM PBM that I used, is fine to kill scavs for your scav missions, but if you want to engage players, it's not going to do anything against their armor. So it's time to look into like other guns, maybe a 919 bullet. The issue that I have with the 919 is that only these two will be effective. And they cost 500 a bullet and 2,000 a bullet. So I literally skipped the 919, went to other ones. The Gyrza is a small pistol that shoots a bigger bullet. You can get these bullets for 300 each, 200 each. The 5.7 is fine too. But basically you can look at a bigger magazine. So I took these M19 11s that you get from players and scavs that have 114323 ACP, which is this one, is the .45 ACP, which is the next one. If you take the AP bullets or just the FMJ, they were kind of okay, but and you can buy the extended magazine if you do a link search on the gun. The extended magazine is right here, so it's 11 rounds instead of 7. But as you can tell, the issue with the gun is that the bullets aren't strong enough. So unless you start shooting quite a bunch of them, instead of semi-automatic, we would like something that would be fully automatic, where at least these bullets will have a chance to hit the face. They will have a chance to destroy the armor first. So we kind of moved on to an MP7 at that point. If you do a link search on this.
BRB.
Yes, sir. You can get the magazines here. 20 rounds is not going to be enough because it's depleted way too quick. 30 round is still a fine price at 6,000. So I just buy 2. That's 10,000. You fill them up with some MP7 that doesn't cost you more than 20,000 for the build, say, in terms of bullets. And then you're good to go. Put one of them into the chamber, one of them into the rig, and you're good. So what kind of, in terms of pistol, it was kind of over. Like, if you want to do a pistol run, fine, but we kind of moved on to the semi-automatic, fully automatic submachine gun that you can power instead of the 19 millimeters that you can barely buy bullets for. You'll notice also that the setup here is changing a little bit, right? So the Band-Aid, the Splint, maybe the S-March are going to be part of your build now. Like this. But maybe you have access to a better Band-Aid. So I use this for some time. Always an S-March here. And I have also looked into different armor. Because if you bring the Zook, you have to bring a vest. If you count that together, that's 10,000. And that's 30,000. So that's 40,000. So what if you can put that budget into a rig that is armored? Right? So that one, there's multiple like this one, but this one is particular because not only does it weigh 12 kilos, which is good for the strength training, but it also has armor 4, which is an upgrade, and it has more pockets than the scav vest. It's a built-in scav vest. Now the only issue is that it's made of ceramic, but there's a good chance that you die from a face tap at a certain point, and you're just gonna get it back. And if you need to repair it, we'll just repair it and keep going. But like at this cost here, who cares? 33,000 each. Just buy a new one if it's really destroyed. And at some point, sometimes it's really, really destroyed, but you're still gonna bring it. You're still gonna wear it. You're not gonna. You're gonna not care because you're doing a loot run. And you're avoiding contact. So you've got your pockets, and you have your extra weight. Right? You're training your strength. None of this, it's not going to matter that you're going to face a player because you don't want to face a player. So even if it's destroyed, I used to use it all the time, but maybe not insure it anymore. And then we also looked into tea bags because tea bags on markets are really cheap, right? 2,400. You can get a tea bag for less than 3,000, which is a fraction more. It's just 1,000 more than a sling from Ragman. So it's really simple upgrade. You just go with a tea bag. You get 3 more slots, and now you can also bring an air vent. So still using the tea bag all the time. It's my favorite bag. So with the combination of these two, okay, and some space here that you can use to save something important, you really have all the space you need, really, to make a 500,000 to $1 million. No problem. You can check my last video for that. We did that on woods with actually a sling and a scav vest. We managed to gather 670,000 rubles. Nobody would believe me unless I could point to the video. But yeah, that happens. So at this point, maybe we're using an MP7, a bigger rig, a little bit bigger bag. We're starting to look like a soldier, really. I also started looking into Armor 4 helmets because I understood that Armor 3 isn't going to cut it for other bullets, whereas Armor 4 is just going to help you sometimes. But the issue that I have with this helmet, that it covers your ears, which is good, right? Just like this, but it covers them so well that you can't hear. It's useful when there's rain, all right? But you can't hear players come, and you can't put a headset on because of this. So not only do you not have a headset, but on top of that, you cannot hear a lot of things. It's gonna block additional sound. You're really deaf with this helmet. But what's nice about this helmet is that you can get it for pretty cheap, right? 27, 30, 34,000. And you can get its face shield. You link search, you'll get this face shield, 20,000. It's armor 3, protecting eyes and jaw. So this will finally protect your eyes and your jaw. So whenever I go into like heavy combat against a boss or something, definitely something I'm interested in bringing, right? Or if it's raining a lot, I would prefer to put it on. But they've managed the rain recently. Though. I remember this weekend when it was raining the whole weekend. The other month, it was crazy. Maybe I bring a cheese in this March still, sure. We still have the docks case full of SAS drives. We still are heavy. We're trading our weight. We're building up. And we're noticing that Prepper is giving us all the time this stuff back, which means we don't have to buy it anymore, which means our economy is going up, which means we have more budget as we're doing better and better. Right? Because now with a weapon like this, we are offering pushback to some players and to some scavs, and we're collecting their items and we're selling that. So I think at some point my strength training was over, so I didn't need this anymore. My money was well too, because I was really good at avoiding conflict, and I had most of my hideout paid for. And so basically after armor 4, we have to be looking at armor 5. And for me, it was the Gazelle. Right. So let's just take a look at the build here. We were looking at what, 50,000. This is more like 70,000, 100,000 with the MP7 altogether. Because this thing is 40,000, I think. 50,000. We're looking at a build worth 100 and some thousand, but you're also bringing back home, twice that much when you stay alive. So now the Gazelle, you look on market, the Gazelle is about 100,000, 120,000. That's where I am personally as a player. I return to the 6B47 because you would be surprised the amount of good players that still run this helmet like that. You've seen this guy before. Okay. So these guys don't know that they can get a better helmet like this and put a headset on for the same price. Yeah, if you cover your Gazelle with a Tarzan, for example, or a scav vest, then you just look like a scav, right? Well, I mean, you have great versatility, great operationality. Um, and the Umka was also my favorite vest, as maybe your capacity to bring more items increase, and your will to bring more items increase, because now you're living more, you know where to go, you actually want to maybe stop over there, stop over there, stop over there. So you're increasing your rigs, right, as you go. The issue that I have is that I don't need that much capacity anymore to bring home the cash. If you put a bunch of umkas that you're getting back from prepper into your thick case for storage tonight, they start adding up, man. And now you're telling me you have a thick case or most of your inventory filled with umkas and tarzans, right? They're just taking space. Like, even if half of this is full, that's what, 100,000, 200,000's worth of vest. Um, which for me was a little much because I didn't have space for anything else. So I really like these. I don't use them as much. I actually went back to the scav vest because the scav vest will give you the ability to have an extra mag and kind of change mags. It'll give you some extra squares to bring items worth 10,000, 12,000 each. So here you have 50,000, maybe more. With you, you also look like a scav. And you'd be surprised the amount of gazelles I'm getting back. A lot of players don't like the gazelle either because it's made of ceramic. You can only repair it 4 times. But at 100,000 each, with 20,000 to get it back, it's really not that much for armor 5. Right? So these are all choices, right? I forgot to say that after the MP7, I think I was a little tired of the MP7. What I started to do was find some guns that don't go for too much on markets and find bullets that don't go for too much. So the MP7 is worth 50,000. Next step, 70,000 for the gun. It's silenced also, and we look at its bullet, which is somewhere here. The HK, one of the best bullets, out there. I think it used to be even better, but it's really really good. Oh no, it's a 939. There it is. Like one of the best bullets, in the game. And you can buy the SP5, SP6 for 100 or 200 a bullet. It's not that bad. Fill up a mag with 4,000 or whatever. Very decent. And then if you have one of these, which is a sight, then you've seen them. You can pick them up from scavs. Slides right on top of this. And you can destroy a lot of boss and a lot of players with this gun. So pretty simple. Yep. From this to this, from this to this. If you want to look into other helmets because you have the cash, there's a TK Fast. You can put you can start attaching stuff to it, like have a headset on it. You link it. You can also get the multi-hit ballistic, which if you find one of those, you need to bring it home because it's 200,000. Players love it. You can buy 4 of them for $350. You times this by 120. Just add 2 zeros. That's 35,000 plus a little more, 40,000. 40,000 for a face shield with 40 health, protecting your eyes and jaw, is a great deal. Great deal. We'll buy one. All right, it goes right here. on, turn it on. Now your whole head is protected except the ears. If you want to protect your ears, you have to give up the headset. Link. Find the ears. There are the ears. 25,000 for side protection of the ears. We're starting to get into the more expensive ideas because now even your hat, which was clearly not a priority in your first builds, just your hat is starting to cost you 100,000, right? Or 150,000. Right, so we take that out, take the ears. We can't put it with the face shield. With the ears. Right, so now you have protection on top, side, back. You actually link the ears, you can get the jaw, protecting your jaw but not your eyes. You can get different builds, like this here, protects your jaw. You can also link and get the Tactec Heavy Trooper. Sometimes it goes down, but now it's kind of up. This will protect your face, your eyes and your jaw. Very popular for players. Right, so you get builds like this. And with something like this, you can put a headset. Right, so now that's, in terms of functionality, that's pretty interesting. But we're also looking at, 150,000 for all of this. And this is not the highest cost. Right? We haven't gone to the highest tiers yet. But in terms of functionality, you're going to be able to take some bullets instead of just one bullet, right? So that's where we are in terms of setup. You can do this, that. Headset. And for the guns, wherever you are in terms of guns at some point, if you're using the Val, maybe you're taking an M4. You're doing a preset. And you're starting to play with it. You can drop a sight on it. Drop a handle on it. Maybe you want to change the stock. You want to change the front. Assemble it, buy the parts. Make sure that your dealer is out. And you can remember to select filter. Buy your parts. But as you can tell at this point, your budget for guns is also increased. Right. Assemble that. We don't have a magazine. We can change that. Get the regular Stanag.
My man.
Buy that. Assemble that. Back. Good to go. Hello, boys. How's it going, boys? Je faisais une vidéo, man.
Buy the game.
Nice, man. Fais juste des tutorials. Là, je run out the disk space, man. Comme ma phrase finie, ist. I swear to God, dude. Cool stuff. So I hope that this shows you some type of progression in the game. You go from like 10,000, per build to something where it's like 100,000 a build. You can sustain that with your looting, you know, to even more if you have extra cash and you feel like going into something. That's how you grow, man. All right. Now I have to clean up. Look at this mess. Yeah, I've put some tutorial on YouTube. Hopefully it's going to help, you know, players who want to play here.